I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Imagine that, a world of love. And our next one is Peaceful, Easy Feeling. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. I've got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on solid ground. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. I've got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on solid ground. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe this far, and grace will lead me home. I've got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on solid ground. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. So before I turn the mic over to our announcements, today is birthday Sunday, so why don't you all take a seat? And if you have a birthday in May, will you come up here and join me so we can recognize your birthday? We have 2, 3 birthdays. Good job. 4 birthdays. Is that it? So because I have slight control issues, we try to get you in order. When's your date? The 15th? 29th? You get to go over there because you're first. There you go. Is that it? I thought I saw somebody else coming this way. Any other May birthday? Okay, let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you, you're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, then one other thing I want to say is last Sunday we had 19 people watch us live at home. So for those of you who are at home, we want to say hello. And come see us real soon, live, okay? And now we have announcements, and that would be Barbara. We have a YouTube channel, and Brian can brief you on that if you, or maybe we could put that in the bulletin. Here, you want to use this? You want to use that one? That's fine. That's fine. I don't know where they are. Oh, it's right there on the podium.
Is it this? No?
It's the long sheet of paper that says announcements. There it is.
Okay, here we go. Can you hear me? No? Now? Can you hear me now? No? Now can you hear me? Okay, here we go. This year's yard sale will be May 19th and 20th. We're already accepting donations in the fellowship hall, so sign-up sheets are on the back table, okay? As you all know, our Pastor Paul is retiring, and we can't let him go without a party. So next month on May 28th, hey, I'm reading here. So this month, on May 28th, after his final service, we'll be having an Aloha Luau going away party. So break out your grass skirts and Hawaiian shirts and join us in sending Pastor Paul off with love and blessings. The sign-up sheet for the party is on the back table. Prayer pilgrims. Our prayer pilgrims are trained prayer chaplains who are available during and after the Sunday services to spend some time offering individual spiritual support and prayer. Additionally, prayer pilgrims will call you once a month to reach out to you. If they cannot reach you, they will leave you a prayer message. This service is now available to any congregant or friends or family who would like to receive these prayer calls. If you have not been called and would like to receive a prayer call, there are prayer pilgrim request forms on the back table. Simply fill out the forms and leave it in the basket on the back table to be added to our prayer pilgrim calls. That's nice, huh? Love in action. Thanks to all who have signed up to help this year. Our calendar is full. Thank you all for volunteering and keeping our activities going. Book lovers. We are still looking for a dedicated volunteer to take over the bookstore manager position. Also, we are in need of Sunday volunteers to work in the bookstore 1 weekend per month. Please see Lynn Roberts to learn more about these opportunities to serve. We've added a second Course in Miracles group midweek, so we'll still meet Sunday at 11:30 in the Unitine room, and also we'll meet in the Fireside room on Wednesdays at 5:30. We always have a lively, loving chat, read the course, and share life experiences. All are welcome, and it's lots of fun. Gift cards. We have a wide variety of gift cards available in the foyer. Please take a moment to see Jackie or Diana for a list of cards you can order, and all cards give you full face value for your dollars, but also benefit our community. Yes?
I just want to say that there's graduations coming up, and Mother's Day, it's too late to order cards, but there's also weddings and stuff, Father's Day in June, so as you think of cards you want us to have on hand, please let Diane or myself know by the end of the month. So I'll order at the end of the month because we have to pay shipping, and sometimes what we make on the cards just pays for shipping. So please let us know and like how much you do a month, because then we can make sure we have them.
Oh, okay. All right. That's it.
Indeed.
Nobody clapped when I did.
That sounds like a little bit of ego. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Brian, for your fantabulous job. We've now reached the point in our service that we prepare for meditation, and so I invite you to just set aside everything that you're holding and just sort of turn within. Oh, we didn't do that, did we? We need to stand up and sing the Lord's Prayer. I don't know who ran this thing. Stand up. Let's sing the Lord's Prayer. Can you do it what? like the Baptists do it. I don't know what you're talking about. You want to come up here and lead it? It is faster, yes. So let's stand up. We're going to sing the Lord's Prayer. Which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. You may be seated. Yeah, I've gotten way ahead of myself, and I didn't even do the daily word. So it's a new month, so we have a new affirmation. So why don't you take a look at it in your bulletin? I don't know what I was. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't on track, that's for sure. Our May affirmation is, my mind is free of resistance and open to exciting new possibilities. So let's say that together. Together, my mind is free of resistance and open to exciting new possibilities. Amen. It is indeed. And today's reading from the Daily Word says, I don't know what it says. It says that, I don't know what it says. Thank you for remembering. The abundance of the universe flows to me. I accept it with joy and gratitude. Some people may think of prosperity as something to be earned, a goal to be achieved. In spiritual truth, prosperity is a natural expression of divine love, the infinite essence of all life. Prosperity flows abundantly through every atom in the universe and through every cell of my body. If my prosperity feels stifled, I know that any limitations are of my making. Perhaps I'm forgetting to stay vigilant against such thoughts when they appear. Not to worry. Such negative thoughts are dissolved as I appreciate the many ways in which prosperity is already expressing in my life. My prosperity comes when I experience more of God. I open my heart to receive and accept the abundance of the universe. And from the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 32, we read, do not be afraid, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And so it is. And so now we can move towards meditation. We're back on track. Do it? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. So now we invite you just to set aside whatever you might be holding and put both feet on the ground and relax. Allow your chair to fully support your body weight so that you can, in fact, relax. Taking a deep breath and hold it for a moment, and then release. Breathe in, hold it, and then release. And as you breathe in, know that you breathe in God. And as you release love. So breathe in God, and then release love. And then breathe in love, and release God. For we affirm this truth, that God and love and you are all one. You're not separate from. You're part of. God and love and you are all one. So we can rest in the knowledge that we're not separate from God, that we don't need to stress and worry, that we can allow ourselves, as our affirmation says, to allow our mind to be free of resistance and to be open to all lessons and all experiences. So we relax. We let go. And as we let go, we allow ourselves to open to possibilities. When we let go of what we think has to be or what must be, we allow possibilities. And it's through those things, those unseen opportunities, that we experience much joy. So we let go. And we open ourselves to change. And we open ourselves to new experience. And we open ourselves to new possibilities. And we relax. There is nothing to fear. We accept change. And we move forward with it, understanding that great possibilities will happen. We invite change because we know we will grow spiritually through the experience. Infinite possibilities. For just a moment, allow your mind to focus on those two words, infinite possibilities. Infinite, limitless. Infinite possibilities. We can't harbor fear. We can't hold grudges. We can't demand or expect. we make room in our life for those possibilities, those divine opportunities put in our path. Because God is, and all is well. Let us pray. Mother, Father God, we thank you for this day. And we thank you for this opportunity to turn within and help this be a reminder to us that we don't need to be sitting here on Sunday. We can turn within at any time, in any place. That we can open ourselves. We can see the infinite possibilities that our life can hold. And so it is. Amen. Okay. Now I'm feeling like I might be back on track. Are you back with us? Good. I chose this month's theme knowing this was my last month because I really want to not only leave you with these thoughts that I have around success, but I also really want to make it something that happens at this church family so that the growth and movement forward continues to happen. We're going to use a theme quote from that brilliant, inventive, creative genius, Thomas Edison, and because I think it's so cool, we'll probably use it every single week in one way or another. And my hope is that by saying it again and again and again, we really fully ingrain it into our brain, and it becomes part of what we think about all of the time. And here's what he said. He said, if we did all the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. And of course, knowing me, never being able to leave well enough alone, I decided that I should change it a little bit and make it a little more personal. So I did change it, and I said, how about this? If I did all the things I am capable of doing, I would literally astound myself. How about if we say that together? Together? If I did all of the things I am capable of doing, I would literally astound myself. Why don't you tell somebody you're close to that that's a fact? If I did all, tell somebody. If I did, tell them. And now let's do this. Let's say it together as a group mantra. Together, if I did all of the things that I am capable of doing, I would literally astound myself. Would you astound yourself? Would you think that if you did all of the things you were capable of doing, that you would in fact astound yourself? It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? It sounds like an awesome way to live. In fact, that is our truth. If we connected to the power that is within us, that rests within every one of us, if we connect with that truth that is us, we will be able to do things we didn't know we were capable of doing. We will be able to overcome and create and invent and do marvelous things. Our focus this month is going to be on that thought, on the idea that if we did all of the things we were capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. And we hope that by the end of the month, we will have moved ourselves as a group and individually towards that understanding more and more and more. And you know what? We generally have this idea as individuals, we'd like to be successful in life. We want to succeed. And then, of course, it gets individual. What does that mean? And for each of us, that might mean something different. For some of us, it might be a spirit-filled vocation or a soul-satisfying relationship or maybe a dynamic, vibrant, and healthy body that we have, or a sense of oneness with God, or perhaps an abundant flow of prosperity so we don't look at the month and have more month than we have money, so that in fact we can walk in a state of grace and light and love at all times. Perhaps that we can in fact experience deep and abiding joy no matter what circumstances appear in our life. Maybe our goal is to make a profound difference in the lives of other people. And how about all of them? What if we did all of those things? What if each of them became part of each of our individual successes? However you define success, hopefully this is the month that you will astound yourself. that you will in fact recognize and align with and be part of the source of all manifestation, that you will in fact connect. In Talks on Truth, Charles Fillmore said it this way. He says, the source of all my manifestations is my mind. This source is exactly like the Father, is the Father in degree. An idea arises in my mind of something that I want to do. The idea is the Son. I express that idea in definite thought, and that is the Spirit going forth and accomplishing that wherever I have sent it. So this month, we're going to use this spiritual concept, and we're going to throw it together, and we're going to create ourselves so that we know that we're one with power with the universe, and we can use that to astound ourselves by having a wonderfully creative, successful life. And we'll put that concept into practice at week after week. We're going to pull some of those techniques from a book by Jack Canfield, and it's called Success Principles, How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. If we did that, we would literally astound ourselves, I suggest. Sounds good? Yes? Okay. Before I get started on this, I want to give you a heads up, and that is the book by Jack Canfield has a total of 64 principles, and I have not got 64 weeks, so I had to narrow this down and take those that meant the most to me, the one that rang most loudly in my mind and in what my experience need to be. So I encourage you to get a hold of the book and take a look at it and work with those 64 principles and move through your life practicing with those principles. But today we're going to lay down the foundation of success by exploring two fundamental principles that came from the book. The first one, which was principle 1, is to take 100% responsibility for your life. According to Canfield, that's the number one principle that we have to have in order to lead a successful life. And it's the foundation upon which the entire rest of the book is laid. So what does that mean, to be 100% responsible for your life? Well, you know what? Here's what I believe. I believe everything, can I say that again? Everything comes into our lives in one of 4 ways. And I also want to take just a quick detour and say to you that in my years around Unity, I have witnessed and heard and I have heard people believe that everything that comes into your life, you brought it into your life. And I want you to know I don't believe that. I think that is kind of a terrorism kind of sentence. Okay, but I do think there are certain ways that things come in our lives. One of them is we do create it. Because we know that thoughts held in mind, we know that the words we utter help create our reality. So in fact, we can perhaps create it. Or we promote it. We promote it by saying it's just gonna, I know it's gonna, and it might be awful, but it's gonna, and guess what? By promoting it, we allow it to happen. Or we simply just allow it to happen. We see it coming like a freight train right at us, and we do nothing. We just stand there like a victim. We allow that. And the fourth one that I don't hear much around Unity, but the fourth is what I happily call, we step into it. Sort of like you do walking through a cow pasture. It's not something that you really went looking for. It wasn't something that you really intended to, but you just step in it. And what that means is also that you didn't create it. It wasn't something that you're at fault or you're to blame. It's not something that you necessarily had anything to do with. It just came into your life, and there it is, and you have to deal with it. And there are times when that happens also. So once again, I'll read it. We create it, or in fact, we promote it, or we allow it by doing nothing different, or we step in it. That's how stuff happens in our lives. And there are times that we don't see what's coming at us. But here's the truth. No matter which of those 4 ways things come into our lives, we're responsible for how we deal with it. And in his book, Canfield gives us a formula. He says that E plus R equals O. In other words, he said the event plus our response to the event equals the outcome that we'll have for our lives. So I want you to remember this, because we're going to look at that several times over the month. The event added to our response to the event will equal the outcome in our lives and the way it shows up. Now, there are 2 basic choices you can do. You can first blame the event Or you may maybe blame the event for the outcome. In other words, we could blame the economy, or we could blame the weather, or we could blame the lack of money, or we could blame the lack of education, or we could blame the last presidential administration, or we could blame the current presidential administration. We could always find somebody to blame. You could blame your spouse, you could blame your boss, you could blame your minister, you can blame the person you sat next to in church. You can always find somebody to blame, and then you're not responsible. If you're a golfer, you've probably been in a situation that you blamed your clubs or the course that you played on if you have a bad game. If you're a skier, you probably blame that snow snake that shows up every once in a while that causes you to lose your balance and you fall in the snow. Other than the snow snake, the truth is those others are actually ways that we can, in fact, have things happen in our lives. And they might be things we don't have any control of. They might be things that, if you will, just showed up and we stepped in them. The fact is, what we do from then on makes all the difference. And any of those could unrail us or disrail us or throw us off the rails of our path towards success based upon our reaction, how we respond to what has happened. The second idea is that we change our response to the event and thereby alter the outcome. So the event happens, and we change the way we respond to the event. And because we change the way we respond to the event, the outcome we get will be very different. And that's the only two ways to go about this thing. We have a problem. It showed up in our life. We just stepped in it. We can blame the event and respond to it in whatever crazy way we respond to it and have a negative outcome. Or we can choose to do it a little differently. We can change our response to the event, and then the outcome will be different. You can change your thinking. We can change our way of communication. We can change the picture that we hold in our mind about any particular event. We can change our behavior. And when we begin to do those things, we change our life. And as we change our life, obviously, we change our outcome. And you know what? It's true. People are afraid of change. But the truth is, most often people are afraid of change even after their life is totally screwed up. So my question for you this morning is, why would you be afraid of change? You've already blown it. Might as well try a new approach. Might as well try to do something different. So if you change it and you change your thinking, in fact, you change your life. So I want you to remember that formula. E plus R equals O. It's the basis for your success. No matter what it is you want to be successful at, the event added to your response will create the outcome. It's how it is. Principle 2, according to Canfield, is to be clear why you're here. And the second principle is pretty darn important. If you take 100% responsibility for your life, once you do that, that's the time that you begin to explore infinite possibility. That's when we begin to get in touch with our lives and what we're doing here and why we've been put here. And that's a big one. And I've had people in this church say, I'm not clear about that. I know that can be really confusing for folks. What are you doing here? What is your purpose? And people think either I don't have a purpose, or they keep struggling and changing, or they just can't find one to begin with. You know, Marianne Williamson said it this way. She said, you are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. You were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within you. You serve no one, including yourself, when you go away from or step away from it. Canfield said it this way. He said, with a purpose, everything in life seems to fall in place. To be on purpose means you're doing what you love to do, doing what you're good at, and accomplishing what's important to you. When you truly are on purpose, the people, resources, and opportunities you need naturally gravitate toward you. The world benefits too, because when you act in alignment with your true life purpose, all of your actions automatically serve others. You have a purpose. You have a reason for being here. There is a purpose for your existence. At this point in time in the history of the world, you are not an accident. And here's the truth. The purpose will not leave you because it was God implanted. And it will ultimately be like the pea under the mattress that the princess couldn't sleep on because it was too rough. It will aggravate you and aggravate you and aggravate you. When you are not responding to the divine wisdom that God and direction that God has put in your path, it won't let you rest until you discover what it is I'm doing here. What is my purpose? And the truth is, you can postpone the fulfillment of your purpose for years and years and years, but it won't go away because God implanted the purpose. When you showed up here, you came with purpose, and it's not going to be erased. It can't be lost. So what can we do? How do we go about that? If we feel that we are at, if you will, unease, if we are restless, if we know that there's something better or something more or something different I should be doing, and we lose sight of it or we've never known what it was, how do we deal with that? The truth is, you might know what it was, and you've been so long that you revisited that you have forgotten and you can't remember. That was years and years and years ago. And I can't really remember. So we'll, in fact, argue against it or deny it, but we can't erase it because we were put here on purpose. So what's your purpose? What's the reason that you're here? I'll bet you it isn't to win the lottery, although you could possibly win the lottery. And it probably isn't to be the chief executive officer of the company you work for, although that also could possibly happen. It's definitely not to become the savior of the world. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. But you've got a lot of work to get done if that's your purpose. You certainly weren't put here to marry a certain person or to be with a certain person or to turn right or to turn left or even to go straight on the path ahead. Those things might be part of your journey, part of your experience, but your purpose is to awaken to who and what you are in God and God in you. That's your purpose. And I said it before from this very pulpit, and I think those words are wonderful and absolutely true. It is God in you and you in God. And I think that is truth. And I think they're wonderful words. But what do they mean in a practical day-to-day sense? What do we do? There are two fundamental principles that exist when it comes to looking at the purpose of awakening to who and what we are in God, and who and what we are with God in us. They are joy and service. What brings you joy? What is it you can do that will serve the world in which you live? And there are many, 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 many ways to approach and define your purpose. Some are extremely powerful, and some are pretty simple. And Jack Canfield actually created this in his book, and once again, I welcome you or invite you to read all of it. But in your little handout, in your little PowerPoint, everybody get one of those? Because if you didn't, you need it now. Everybody have one? No? Okay, we're going to get some. We need some PowerPoints spread around. Gary, are they in the back table? We need everybody to have a PowerPoint and take out a pen because we're going to do classwork right now. You don't get to go to recess until it's done. And you're going to do a little classwork. So turn to the page that's blank, if you will, in this little handout. And I'm going to give you 3 questions. And you're going to use this blank piece of paper. And by the way, there's 3, so leave room. A third of the page, a third of the page, a third of the page, so you have plenty of room to write. And I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I'm going to ask for your help, some feedback. And the first question is this. This is about you personally, you as an individual. It's not about anybody else. It's not about what anybody else ever said to you. It's about you. The first one is to identify 2 unique personal characteristics that you have. Just write them down. 1, 2. What are 2 unique personal characteristics that you have? What are they? And if you feel moved to, you can say them out loud, because maybe you'll help somebody else get another idea. You got an idea what they are? Disruptive? There you go. Is that what you are? Did you write that down? Good. I can't wait to see where you're headed. This is interesting. Empathetic. Disruptive. What? Tender-hearted. Curious. Creative. 2 personal characteristics that you have. Ability to make what? Ability to make friends easily. A sense of humor. Tenacious. Okay. Nurturing. Good. All right. Everybody got 2? Because we can't move on until everybody's got 2. Everybody got them? Yes. No. Maybe. If you're at home, get out a piece of paper. Second, kind of in the middle, because you've divided your paper into thirds. What are 1 or 2 ways that you enjoy expressing these qualities that you've listed when interacting with other people? What are 1 or 2 ways, maybe 3, that you enjoy expressing these 2 things that you've identified when you're working with other people, interacting with others? So I will listen to you if you choose to share. Anybody got anything? Enjoying other people. Okay, sincerely listening. I put mine were support and inspire by using those characteristics as what I do with them. There you go. Expressing joy? Good. Third, are we ready for the third? No? Yes? Okay. Let's assume the world is expressing perfectly right now. What does that world look like? How is everyone interacting with everyone else? What does it feel like to have this world expressing perfectly? Use a short statement to describe that. A little short fragment of a sentence, or maybe a sentence. What does that feel like? Write about it in present tense, if you will. Anybody got anything? Okay, make it a sentence. It's got to be a sentence or a fragment of a sentence. No war. A joyous place to be. Everyone's freely expressing their talent. What do you got, Leah? That's a heck of a sentence. Good. That's very directed. That's very directed. Good. Good, good, good. People would care for each other. Okay. I'm going to share with you what I came up with when I did this here in a second. So now the challenging one is this. Take those first 3 answers and combine it with this sentence that you've written and put it all into one single statement about you and this world. Combine them all into one. And I'm going to tell you that mine was this. My purpose is to use my creativity and enthusiasm to support and inspire others to freely express their talents in a harmonious and loving way. Now, that was mine. You can't have mine. Did I put that on the thing? Oh, next slide. Yeah, that's mine. So that's just an example. You got to write your own. Because, you know, at the end of the month, we're going to give you a grade, A, B, C, D, F, whatever. So you're going to take those 3 ideas that you had for each of those questions, and you're going to take your statement or your sentence that you wrote, and you're going to combine them all together in a purpose sentence. How are we doing? Anybody got something? Anybody have something you're willing to share? Because you're leaving here today with a purpose. You got one? What you got?
I put, as a creative and nurturing person, I enjoy teaching, writing, and composing with friends to help understand the world through compassion and understanding.
Good. You have a purpose. Brian, I can't wait to hear yours. Have you got it written yet? Oh, you're not done? Okay. I'm waiting with bated breath to hear how you're going to take your disruption. The truth is that many of you have said to me over the years, I just really don't know what I'm doing here. I feel like something different should happen. And I felt like I really wanted to leave you as I go on into retirement so that y'all have a purpose. You ready? Good job. There you go. That's your purpose. Once you have your purpose written in a statement, you can keep that purpose with you forever and ever and ever. You put it on your refrigerator, on the dashboard of your car. Don't lose sight of what your purpose is. And feel free to revisit this exercise anytime it's time to do or have a new sense of direction. Anybody else ready to share? Anybody else? Yes, what do you got? Awesome. That's a great purpose. Yes, ma'am. You ready? What do you got?
My love for learning and spiritual growth will benefit myself and others through listening and discussing our paths which lead to support and love of others.
There you go. What do you got, Ben? Okay. Obviously, well, I don't know if it's obvious. I'm not sure that everybody will get done today or during this hour because we're going to shortly have to wind this part up. But I really, really, really hope that you'll spend some time on this week. Is there anybody who is confused about what it is, what the questions were, or any of that? Because if you do, grab somebody before you leave church today so that you can take those with you and put it together. Anybody else done? Anybody else finished? So what we've done this morning is we've looked at Canfield's first two ideas about achieving success. We've taken them and we've worked with them and we've looked at what it is that you were meant to achieve and what is your purpose. And we've said that we start with consciousness because that's where everything always starts. And then what we do is we take responsibility and then we get clear as to why we're here. What are we doing here? And those two ideas then really lay the foundation for the other principles that we're going to look at for the rest of the month. Some of which explore different aspects, and some of them are a little more information about these two that we've worked with this morning. But this week, I really want you to look at that formula. I really want you to take a look at the event plus your response equals your outcome. And see how that's working in your life. And see what might be different in your life. And be prepared to kind of come back here next week and share some of those things. And then if you're not done with this purpose exercise, carve just 30 minutes out of your life sometime this week and get that done. I think you'll absolutely be glad you did. It begins to give you real spiritual direction for the rest of your life. Then finally, remember that you were born to make manifest the glory of God right now in this time and in this place. And you don't serve the world, you don't help anybody by playing small. You have to claim who you are and why you're here. And then you're really ready to go out and serve the world. You're really ready to go out and live your purpose. And that's how you begin to really know that you're succeeding in life. So are you ready to go out this week and have a good week? You're ready to go out and actually succeed in life? And live by your purpose. Well, good. So am I. Have a great week. I feel like a bouncing ball back and forth. Margaret's not here today because a friend of hers who is, I think she said 42. Did she tell you? 42 or 44, had always dreamed that she would have a child and never was blessed with one, is having a baby shower today. So Margaret's at that baby shower. So that's why you get to listen or have to. I don't know if you get to or have to, but that's what's going on. All right, let's go. I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry, all who dwell in dark and sin, my hand will save. I who made the stars of night, I will make the darkness bright. Who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord. If you lead me, I will hold your people in my heart. I, the Lord of snow and rain, I have borne my people's pain. I have wept for love of them. They turn away. I will break their hearts of stone, fill their hearts with love alone. I will speak my word to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. Thank you. All right. And now it's time that we share our gifts and offerings, and we invite you to take your gift and hold it in your hand and begin to bless it. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. You want to advance, Brian? We don't have one? So I give thanks for all my blessings. I give everything I need. I give the hope. I am my voice clear. Thing I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Everything I need. Thing I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Everything I need. Me everything I need. Let's pray. Mother, Father, God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this place where we can come, we can learn and grow and expand our consciousness. Thank you for this opportunity. God, help us as we work this week to create our goal, our mission, our vision, where it is we are and what it is we're doing here. God, we bless these gifts and each person who is given. It's our commitment that these funds will be used to further spread your truth. And so it is. Amen. Okay, let's stand and we will begin to close out by saying, first of all, we will say our, where my, I need to advance. Oh, okay, we did advance. Okay, this is our statement of being. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right, let's circle it up and close with the peace song. I think we got enough people to do the whole room. You guys are you're gonna have to stretch it out. Look at you, look at you. Oh wait, we can't stretch. You got to come this way a little bit. There we go, there we go. All right, I'm going down this way.
We'll have to stretch because we go.
Wait a minute. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace be